Hi guys, it's Regan. This is weird because I never have filmed a video where my hair has been up, I don't think, but there's a first for everything, and you'll probably see multiple with it up because I'm filming a lot of videos today and my hair's up and it's messy. I literally just like take my hair and kind of just and then like bobby pin it. But I mean, hey, I don't care. You can look at it and my messed up makeup because it's the end of the day. But today is one of my favorite days of the week. I was reaching for my jar. It is Sunday, which means it's another fan thoughts, and we're just gonna jump right into this. This is actually pretty funny because this is one of the topics that I barely put in. So somebody literally requested this to me this week, and it's kind of funny that I got it, but it says ending at season 14. So basically this topic is like you guys want me to talk about how I feel about the show ending at season 14. Because if you haven't heard already, everybody kind of wants to put it to a close at the end of 14, even though CW like wants to make more seasons if they possibly can. My thoughts on it is obviously I would be sad. I mean, Supernatural has been a big part of my life and it's gone on most of my life. There's a few years of my life, maybe like 8 years, 9 years that Supernatural didn't exist. And then in 2005 it happened, and it's been going on most of my life. Like, it's a big chunk of my life from when I was young to when I was graduated and in college. If 14 would not be next year, it would be the year after that, so we still would get 2 years, and we still have half of this year. Keep in mind that the season finale is coming up in a couple months, but we have like April and like half of May, so it's not that big of a deal. But as for the show ending in season 14, like I said, I will be sad, but I'm gonna be sad no matter what time it ends. It could end at season 20 and I would still be sad. But the thing is, the reason that they want to end it, like specifically have a ending, and they plan on doing it so it would be exactly 300 episodes, which I kind of disagree with the whole 13 episode season. I want another 23 episode season if it's going to be the last one. But anyways, they want to do it so that they have an actual ending, as opposed to continuing to sign and sign and sign and then having just 1 year where the views just fall and everything's already planned out, so they can't really change it all last minute and then it just ends abruptly. So I don't know how many of you, the only example I can think of this for real, because I don't watch a ton of TV, I don't know how many of you have seen the show My Name is Earl, but the very last episode ends on a cliffhanger, and then the show didn't get enough views that year, it didn't re-sign. So they didn't make another season, so we never knew what happened. The reason that the writers of Supernatural want to end it at season 14 is because even though there is potential for more seasons, if the views stay up, the views could drop at any minute. They could drop at any minute, and then we just have an abrupt ending to Supernatural, and nothing would be planned. The way that they're trying to do it is they're trying to give it a planned ending, like an actual ending, a real ending, and like tie all the loose ends together. And they wouldn't be able to do that if they just kept going and kept going and kept pushing until 1 year they aren't able to re-sign in January, and then we've got a season that has a cliffhanger at the end and nobody can do anything about it. This fan base has been around and devoted to the show for 14 years. At that time it will be 14 years. Obviously right now it's only 12, but then it will be 14 years. We deserve a good, nice close ending. We don't deserve for it to get to like season 15, because can you imagine it really going that much further past 14? It's a miracle that it's still going. It's obviously, I think the show is fantastic, but the views have dropped significantly since some of the older seasons. I thought the season 10 was going to be the last season, because it's really unlikely for a show to go past that. But here we are 2 years later. But anyways, they're pushing it at 14. If they try to go to 15, 16, we don't know. We cannot predict when the views are going to drop. But we have such a loyal fan base, we do deserve just a good, nice ending. Not something abrupt, not something that we're never going to know the answer to. I know it's really sad. A lot of us don't want it to end at season 14, but there's like at the same time, like, so many people are just complaining all the time about the show that what, like, why are you still watching it if you're just gonna complain about everything? You can say that you love the show, but if you think that everything is trash on the show, look at me using my slang, but if you think that everything is trash on the show, then are you really a fan? Because the way I see it, everything that is ever put together, filmed, edited, put together, whether the content is that great or not, which I personally love this season. I think it's intense. I think there's so many different plot lines and so many different awesome things that are just going to be like band together, like cosmic consequences at the end. But anyways, no matter the content, every little piece of film, whether it's a stupid cheesy movie that everybody hates or like a chick flick or something, is a piece of art. It was put together by someone. Somebody came up with that idea, and obviously some producer grabbed onto it and was like, hey, maybe this will work. Put it together and created an art piece. Like, I don't care what you say, everything is art. So in a sense, whether you like this past few seasons or not, which I personally have loved them, the only season that I wasn't too keen on that I still loved was season 7, but I still liked it. They could have done better. But anyways, it's all art. Like, the whole show is art. The fact that we've gone this many years already is incredible. Think about it. Jensen was in his 20s when the show started, like mid-20s. When the show ends at season 14, Jensen will be 40, he'll be 41. From mid-20s to early 40s is a huge chunk of his life. And I think that the boys are ready to settle down and be with their families because they are away from them a lot. They have conventions, they have filmings. They're really only with their families during summer and any break time during convention season, like when convention season is kind of off. I think it's good that they're going to be able to finally just settle down with their families. I mean, Jensen has his twins and his daughter who's young, and Jared has his boys, which are also young, and our Pata Princess, which should be born any days. By the time this video is posted, she might be born, I don't know, but I hope that you guys take something from that, because I just feel like I rambled. Honestly, this should be like Regan's rants, because they always end up turning into something completely crazy that I didn't plan, and I just pick a topic and I literally just form my thoughts here. It's hard to just spew out stuff, like come up with things to say and just spew them out, but I feel like I always say something that's meaningful, at least to me. And what's meaningful to me this time is that our fan base has been devoted to the show for so long that we deserve a true closing and not just a cliffhanger that didn't get enough views that season, so we don't get to continue. And I hope you guys can understand that too. I hope you guys aren't, like, obviously we're all sad. We all don't want it to end. It's a crazy part of our lives that we've made so many friends and everything, but I hope you guys can understand at the same time that it's probably for the better. It's probably for the better because we do deserve a closing, and I hope that they don't screw us over, because I know that the people in the Vampire Diaries are all mad about their closing right now, but I don't know. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I guess I'll see you next Sunday for this crazy jar of fun things to talk about. So yeah, I love you guys so much.